Hello everybody, Rob here from the Bayfields Light Railway, and welcome to the ultimate garden railway. Hidden behind this hedge somewhere in Kent lies the utterly glorious Richmond Light Railway, a private 2-foot gauge steam railway which, luckily for us, has one public open day a year in the form of their August charity steam fair. Richmond really is the perfect garden railway. Calling it a full-size train set may sound a bit disrespectful, but I mean it in the best way possible because there is so much to play with here. As you will see, the team at Richmond have managed to fit so much interest into a few acres of beautifully maintained fields and gardens. The Richmond Light Railway began in 2007 when Richmond Farm, previously used as a pig farm, was purchased by Jeremy Martin and his family. After renovation work to the house was completed, first plans were made for a narrow gauge railway to operate their growing collection of locomotives and rolling stock acquired from all over the world. The engine shed was built in December 2010, with the first items of rolling stock arriving by April 2011. By the end of 2012, the mainline loop had been completed and the main Richmond station area was finished in 2014. There was then the branch line extension to New Barn Holt in 2015, and the railway has continued to evolve and develop ever since. To understand just how substantial this railway is, here is the track plan. From an operational point of view, there are lots of train running possibilities and some serious fun to be had here, and it is the ideal track plan for any live steam operated garden railway, with both a continuous loop of about 2/3 of a mile and a branch line, plus of course plenty of sidings for shunting and rolling stock storage. During this charity open day, there was the usual intensive passenger train service with various loco movements and combinations. So let's explore the railway by following the route that the trains take, and then look at the locomotives that were in steam that day. Trains depart Richmond and enter and then wait in the S-bend track that adjoins the two sides of the main running loop. Here we see Ellin, built by the Hunslet Engine Company of 1899 for the Welsh slate quarries. After 4 decades of work, Ellin's boiler was worn out and it was replaced by a boiler made by traction engine builders Marshalls of Gainsborough. This required a new saddle tank of a much rounder profile than the original, giving the locomotive its distinctive appearance when compared to other quarry Hunslets. Withdrawn in 1954, Ellin was preserved by various owners before being acquired by Richmond in September 2012. A protracted overhaul followed and she was returned to steam in 2022. As Ellin waits for the main line to be clear, we see another Welsh quarry Hunslet, Sybil, built in 1902, originally for the Penny Orsteth quarry. She was eventually preserved at the Brecon Mountain Railway and was used to run that railway in its very early days. Although she was well kept at Brecon, she was underpowered for day-to-day use on that line, so she was transferred to Richmond in 2021. While at this location, we can have a quick look at the sawmill and yard, where a range of interesting and historic wagons can be found. This includes examples of Festiniog Railway 4-wheeled slate trucks, one of which now carries cider barrels. These were originally received in poor condition from Leckwed slate quarries and have been subject to a fantastic restoration job. Also parked here was this petrol-driven Lister Type R rail truck locomotive built in 1954, which was beautifully restored in 2020 and included many replacement parts. Sybil passes with a train consisting of a couple of Hudson carriages. The first is a tow-strack open carriage, originally built for the RAF Ford Munitions Depot in Staffordshire and purchased from the Welsh Highland Heritage Railway, where it was used as a permanent way van. The second closed carriage is also an ex-military vehicle, originally from RAF Chilmark, and was used at the Aldershot Army Show in 1984. Back to our journey, and after a token exchange and once the line is clear, trains then depart from the S-bend and proceed around the top corner of the loop line, through a set of points and then down the branch line to New Barn Holt. A favourite photograph location on the branch line is of course this bridge which spans across the pond, and here we see Sybil once again. Approaching New Barn Holt, we see the two de Coeville locos based at Richmond. De Coeville was a French pioneer of industrial railways and could provide complete narrow gauge railway systems. The blue loco, named Chukitunta, was built by Coulé in 1885. This engine is the oldest surviving operational de Coeville loco in the world, originally supplied to the Rodriguez sugarcane plantation in Peru. Imported in 2004, it was fully restored by 2018 and a tender added to increase its working range. The green loco, named Lily, was built by de Coeville in 1912. This Type 3 loco is the youngest of its type currently in operation. Originally supplied to the Thessaly Railway in Greece, it was acquired by Richmond in 2023 via the Feldbahn Museum in Frankfurt, Germany. There was plenty of action at New Barn Holt, with frequent arrivals and departures and locos waiting for their next duty. However, the star of today's event was the recently overhauled Bagnall saddle tank Pixie. Pixie is somewhat of a celebrity loco within the narrow gauge community. Built in 1919 for the Cranford Ironstone Quarries, when retirement came she was purchased by the late Reverend Teddy Boston, who used to run trains on his Cadeby Light Railway in Leicestershire. Cadeby was one of the early railway preservation sites in the UK, and the railway ran around the garden of the village rectory. When the Cadeby Light Railway eventually closed, Pixie changed hands a few times before being acquired by Richmond and finally restored to the almost as new condition that you can see it here today. Before departing New Barn, the waiting loco is attached to the train and hauls it back up the branch line. The previous engine then waits at New Barn for its next duty, often taking on water. Up the branch line we cross the bridge once again, past the display of vintage cars and portable steam engines, and rejoin the main loop to do a complete lap of the main running line. Trains will then run non-stop through Richmond Station and complete another lap before finally terminating in the platform. Back at the main station, and we see the other loco that was in steam that day, which was operating driver for a fiver experiences in the yard area. Leary is a vertical boilered loco, started in 2008 and built by Festiniog Railway volunteers Fords and Collins and completed in 2010. The vertical boiler used on Leary was originally intended for use in a half-scale Sentinel steam lorry. However, this project was never completed, and the boiler was eventually fitted to a steamboat. Eventually, the FR volunteers acquired both the boiler and the cylinders from the steamboat, and incorporated them into Leary. As a bonus, the Kent area of the 60mm Association were here with their Hopfields indoor layout inside the engine shed. Steam traction engines, portables and vintage vehicles were also in operation in the demonstration field. So I will keep quiet for a while and let you enjoy the rest of what the Richmond Light Railway has to offer. The Richmond Charity Steam Fair is a fantastic day out and absolutely worth a visit. I've been going for the last 4 or 5 years and there is always something new to see, along with great catering which includes enormous donuts and locally brewed beer and cider. Tickets must be purchased in advance, so keep an eye on the Railway's Facebook page for more information, and the link is in the description below. A huge thank you must go to Jeremy, his family and his team for letting us enjoy his superb railway, which really is a highlight of the summertime. You really do need to come and see for yourself. Enjoy the railway and support great causes. I'm Rob from the Bayfields Light Railway. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.